Uh-oh, Part 1, the Internet. Welcome to the Drunk Linux User. Online, I am the Drunk Linux User. And I'm starting a little series called Uh-oh, going over certain things that do relate to our technical world. So I'm not here to do any fear-mongering or anything like that. I'm simply providing information, and I think these are important things for most people to consider. We have become so reliant on the internet for just about everything related to our daily lives anymore that, well, let's just say you turn on your computer, there is no internet. Okay, you reset your modem or your router, still no internet. You check your phone, and nope, no internet on your phone. You don't get a Wi-Fi signal, and you're not getting anything on mobile data. Okay, so you turn on your TV, and all the cable stations, or if you're going on rabbit ears or digital, whatever you're using right now, and all of the stations have a little banner running across the bottom saying that the internet's been shut down and no time frame as to when it's going to come back up. Could take days, weeks, months, who knows? Well, crap. Today was the day you were supposed to pay your bills online. So you can't just fire up your web browser, go to your credit card company or whatever, and make that payment now. What are you going to do? Well, this video is going to give you some ideas. This is not all-inclusive. These are just some ideas, and depending on your situation, some of this may apply, some of it may not. But before you think it can never happen where you are, think again. Precedents have been made, and procedures have been put in place. So don't be left in cyberspace darkness. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, well, there's probably going to be a few of you out there that are going to think, how you can't turn off the whole internet. Well, let's take a look at that. First of all, and this is really the only time you're going to see me on Wikipedia probably, unless I absolutely have to. Internet kill switch. It says right here. It's from the Free Encyclopedia. For the device which deals with mechanical and electronic switching mechanisms, see kill switch. An internet kill switch is a countermeasure concept of activating a single shutoff mechanism for all internet traffic. The concept behind having a kill switch is based on creating a single point of control for a single authority to control or shut down the internet in order to protect it or its users. In the United States, groups such as the American Civil Liberties Union and the Nominate Trust have criticized proposals for implementing the idea so far. Without going through the whole business right here, you can see that China has one, Egypt, India, Iran, Turkey, United Kingdom, Zimbabwe. I am going to also probably guess that Russia has one as well, maybe other countries as well. And this is based on the Communications Act of 1934, also the Telecommunications Act of 1996, and the proposed protecting of cyberspace as a national asset in 2010. All links will be in the show notes, okay? So you can read up on this, and yeah, I know Wikipedia's got a bad rap, but sometimes they do get it right. Now in 2020, there was a bill presented by Tulsi Gabbard. She was the Democrat out of Hawaii back in 2020, and it was co-sponsored by a Republican out of Kentucky, and of course right now I can't find him. Representative Thomas Massie. So bipartisan, and this was a proposed bill to get rid of the internet kill switch. It went nowhere. You can see here that it died in a previous Congress, and so it didn't even get a vote. Again, I'm going to leave these links up there. Go to them if you want and go from there. So, I am going to go through a listing of things that I think are important, considering that everybody, well, most everybody, is paying their bills or getting their banking information online. Some of the things that might be helpful to avoid a bad situation later. And here we go. Begin now by getting your statements on paper through the mail. Banking statements, credit card statements, your utilities, electric, gas, water, cable, any other kind of utility you have. Insurances such as car, health, and whatever. Go online now and start getting the addresses for all of the entities you make payments for online. Number 3, make sure you have your bank's routing numbers and your account numbers. You won't be able to get these online if everything goes down and all of your statements are electronic and you have not been saving them. Find out your statement cycles, very important, and when payments are normally due. They will change for credit cards, for example, month to month, depending on how many days in the month, how many days in the billing cycle. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Buy envelopes and stamps. All right. Trust the U.S. Post Office. Make sure you have pens. You don't want to use pencil when you're doing this. Don't use felt pens either. They mess up your checks. They mess up whatever you're writing down on your payment coupon or anything like that. Use pens. Gel pens are fine. Just make certain that they're not going to smear. Ballpoint pens are probably one of the better options. Also, get a notepad or preferably a ledger book to keep track of who you owe, what you owe, when you owe, and when you pay and have paid them. Do you have a mortgage? This is number 9. Make sure you get payment coupons. Okay. At the very least, make sure you have your account numbers on your checks. This is very important. You can't just write to my mortgage company, $2,000, put it in my account. You have to have that account number on your check. You should do this for any credit card payments as well. Make sure that your account numbers are listed in that little memo section at the bottom of the check. Do you have automatic payments set up? This is number 10. You might want to reconsider. Totally up to you. But the reason for that is if the internet is down, then the entities you've made arrangements with might not be able to pull from your bank. If those lines of communication are dropped and if the internet's down, most commerce is being done by internet, your payment's not going to go through. You still owe these companies money. It doesn't matter if the internet's gone down or if there's been cosmic rays that interrupt the transmission. If you have not made that payment, then you are going to be late. You are going to accrue, you're going to get, and need to pay late fees. And this is your responsibility. It's not the banks, it's not the credit card companies or whatever you owe to, okay? This is your responsibility. Also, try to keep some cash on hand. You might not be able to get food or gas if your cards aren't working. Number 12, make a habit of looking at your ledger every day, okay? Don't rely on your memory, especially the older you get, the easier it is to forget what you're doing. And remember, you're not going to get any email reminders if the internet is down. Number 13, it might not be a bad idea to try to pay down or off your credit cards anyway. It not only keeps you from having too much to worry about, but it also helps with your credit score. This might be more important in the future than most people know right now. And this all has to do with the possibility of digital banking as in the form of digital currency. Right now, things out there like Bitcoin, but if the government decides that they're going to go with a digital currency system, then that cash on hand might work for a few days, but it might be able to help stock up for what you need before things actually turn over. And if there's no internet, you can't use your card anyway, because that transmission asking the bank for the money isn't going to go through. Do you have all of your pictures and documents on the cloud? Now's a good time to make sure you have them downloaded to your device. Get a backup USB SSD drive while they're still reasonably cheap to store all those pictures, music, documents, whatever. Number 15, print out your most important documents and put them in a real file folder, okay? That's the analogy that you have on your computer about, oh, I've got all these folders up. Well, they're based on the old system of putting something in a folder, writing on the tab what it is, sticking it in a drawer or in a box or something. Anything that's important needs to be held as a hard copy, okay? Number 15, print out your most important documents and put okay, I did that. And I'll explain more in part 2 as to why it's very important to print these things out. Number 16, be smart and most importantly, be responsible. Encourage others to do the same. A lot of people want to be green and save the planet by using all of our great tech, but trees are renewable. They cut down a field, in another field they've got new trees growing up. They've got them all over the place. Trees are good, okay? Not only are they renewable, but they help remove the carbons from the air, and they give us oxygen. They also help keep the planet cool. And that's an industry that will keep people working. So you're actually helping people out. 17, by thinking different, you won't get caught with your internet down. And on that note, let's get back over to our web browser because I want to show you a couple of links here. One, how to read your credit card statement. A lot of people will just get that bill on their phone by email. They'll just go over there. They don't even look at what's on there or where they paid or what to, how to figure out the dates. This is a good article right here on how to read your credit card statement to understand what you need to pay. You don't want to underpay and you don't want to overpay. This is your money, okay? You borrowed some money from somebody else, but boy, you got to pay that back. And also, you'd be surprised. I have worked at banks, and especially in the customer service department, you would be surprised how many people do not know how to read a bank statement. Check out this article right here about deposit accounts and go and take a look at yours and understand what is actually in front of you. If the internet is down, again, it is going to be your responsibility to handle your debts and your money. Nobody's going to hold your hand through this. This is going to be you, okay? Why would the internet go down? Well, as stated in the Wikipedia thing, if a government decides that it's going to be more important for national security, their national security, to cut off the internet for whatever reason, and they do that, then you don't want to be left holding the bag. I know this sounds like all doom and gloom, and I'm not trying to make it sound like that's going to happen, but you keep hearing things in the news about the divisions that are happening within our country here in the United States. You also hear about what's going on in other countries as well. Don't get left with your internet down. Let's leave this on our great words of wisdom. Don't drive drunk. Don't drink and drive. Don't go to eBay, Amazon, or use MS Edge shopping all buzzed up thinking you're going to buy the latest and greatest, coolest stuff, because you're probably not. In the meantime, might not hurt. Bottoms up. Later, dudes.